These are the kind of charts you like to see. Look at this. All right, right here, picture. This is what we want to see. Could be a spicy entry. Have those levels ready, guys. This is absolutely a top watch for me at market open. I mean, this is already in these two candles, 20%. This stock was on the watch list today. We are up 50% from that watch list entry. And what was beautiful about this one is, would you look where it bounced? We're green, baby. We are green this morning. This is how you make money. That's 28% in 3 minutes. I mean, can't get any easier than that, right? What's up, guys? What's up, everybody? I'm going to give it a minute here. It doesn't look like anyone's in here yet, so we are going to wait a minute and we'll get started. Hope everybody's having a great day. Why isn't it showing anyone in here? Let me see here. I just want to confirm I'm live. Maybe it's something with StreamYard because it shows no one in here. It could be delayed. 1 second, guys. I just want to confirm. All right. Oh, there we go. Okay, there's some people in it. I see it now. All right, just want to make sure people had the right link. Cool. Thank you, Tyler. Appreciate that. All right, let's get started here. Let me flip this right here. And actually, because I don't have camera, I'll just remove that altogether instead of having that in the corner so you guys could see easier. Sorry about not having camera today, guys. There's something wrong with my camera. I ordered a new one. It'll be here for Tuesday's stream. So we will get started. Of course, like always, let's get started with the SPY. We had FOMC yesterday. It did exactly what we talked about. And if you remember what we talked about yesterday at the beginning of the stream, whatever the initial break was going to be, it was going to do the opposite as Jay Powell took the stage. And that is exactly what happened. We had the rip after the 25 basis points was released. And then as soon as Jay Powell took the stage, we had the reversal. I mean, this is like 8 months in a row. It's literally free money. All you had to do is follow those exact, and it was the same exact levels that we had from the beginning of the day, all day. So it worked out pretty well, but that's over now and we're on to a new day, and let's find our levels. Let's do our thing here. All right, let me delete all the levels here, and we'll start with our pre-market. We're trading pretty tight range pre-market here, as we could see. We do our usual, I don't want the VWAP on. We're going to do our usual lower trend line from kind of where we closed. We bottomed out right at market close yesterday. That's the lowest level we've seen, and we did gap up and started selling off immediately at 4 a.m., but we did seem to pick up some support as soon as we filled the gap to this to the high from after hours yesterday. So that's another level I'm definitely paying attention to. And then pre-market high. So we've got our 3 initial levels we always look at and we always consider. And then from there, let's back up, look at 2 weeks here and find a couple more levels to trade today. All right, so obviously we've got this level right here. This is another level I'm definitely watching. Right in this area right here, as it was resistance 2 days ago, the entire day pretty much, and then turned into support after hours, turned into support yesterday before FOMC. So that's a major level for sure. And then on the other side of it, we've got this right here. So those are levels we're looking at. And this is a very consolidated tight range from that 329, they're 392.95 up to this 395. It is a $2 range. So it's not that it's an obscenely tight range like we've seen lately where it's under $1, under $2. But obviously we're looking at our bullish entry is going to be in this area here. Of course, with the retest, we'd love to see that break the retest and then the stronger move for the entry. And same with our bearish entries down below this area here. And then we've got our continuation zones as well. So we have our bullish and bearish entries. And again, if we come down and like usual, guys, this stuff, we keep it pretty simple here. Of course, there's other things I'm looking at as we trade it. but we are keeping it pretty simple here, guys. We want to see, I'd love to see a bounce off this right here and a support pickup, and we'll take those calls in this area, vice versa on the upside. If we hit some resistance off this line here and come down, that could be your put setup as well. So we know our zones we're looking at. We've got our continuation zones as well, all the way down to this area here, and then all the way up to, say, 400 exactly. I think that's a reasonable zone to watch today, and anything past that's just going to be icing on the cake continuation. These are day trading levels. They're not swing trading levels. Your swing trading levels are going to be under that 392 and probably above that 397. That's what I'm looking at. So we've got our 4 levels here. We'll come back to this chart as the market opens. Let's check our runners for the day. It's been a very, very meager pre-market. It's been not the greatest. We did have this pop on SMX just in the last little while here. Immediately we're thinking about that fibs, right? We're already looking at our fibs. We're considering it. We want to know what it's going to do. We love the fibs. So let's put that box between our 50 and our 0.618. We know we always put yellow for that, and 25% retracement is our purple. I don't even need to put that because we lost it. So at this point here, I'm looking for the break above. For our bullish entry, I want to see that break above $1.48. That would be my entry into market open. I wouldn't take it before market open at any level. So that's immediately the level I'm looking at there, as well as this little bit of a trend line we're starting to form here. As far as volume goes, let me check what our volume's been through here. We have really great volume. These are 1-minute candles of 250K or more, which is telling me I want to see at least 1 million volume on the first candle or two. We want, no matter what, we want that candle of at least 1 million volume coming out the gate to feel like we have any sort of continuation there. And of course, we know we can even extend this box out here. The 50 to 61 fibs is that same wick high here, and then that impulsive break when we did break out of it. So we like our entry over that 148, or come down to the 129 to 133 area, pick up that support and break back up above 133. And that would be my second entry right there. So we're looking for that breakdown like this for entry, or our entry up above that zone here. Box D's been running kind of since yesterday. We had a couple rips during the day yesterday as well. Clear triple top on this. That's immediately the first thing we're thinking about right there, this triple top. All right, I've got some old fibs on this. Let me delete it. This is really old fibs. There we go. This was a 618 bounce play. We played a couple times for, up to 50% on this play. So, all right, here we go. Back to that 5-minute triple top. So we have a pretty tight zone. We clearly see our zone for trend-based trading. So at this point here, and then secondary support pickup would be right about here. We've got a lot of support in that range, all pre-market. So what we're looking for, same thing. I want to see an impulsive break over our 25.5 cents for entry. Let's give it 0.256, 257 range for your entry. And then, or that test of our middle zone here where we did hit our head quite often pre-market. So we have our 3 zones. So we have 3 scenarios on this one. We've got our bounce pretty quick pick up here and push. All right, that's scenario 1. We've got scenario 2, which would be our pull all the way back to this support line, pick up support and start pushing. Or we've got our immediate just break up over this triple top. Those are 3 bullish entry points or bullish scenarios. So those would be the 3 things we're looking at with the 3 entries. That immediate break over 25.5 cents. Pickup of support about 22.5 cents with the push. At that point, I would take it about 23 cents. I'll put that line at 23 cents for that. And we're going to dot that line so we know what it means. And same thing here. If we get that lower line bounce, I'm looking for about 21 cents on that, and we'll dot that line as well. So we know what that means. All right, that's what we got for BOXD. ADN. Let's see. We have to chart yesterday's top runners as well. There was a couple that I've really we nailed hundreds of % on yesterday, and they are still holding up pretty strong. So that's what I'm looking at. This one, it's just this flag, pretty much point blank. That's super simple. I want to see above $1.68 to $1.70 for entry. That's what it is. And we want to see it sustain volume. We're getting these volume spikes without sustained volume through pre-market. I want to see on the five. So I want to see that 1 minute. What do we got on the 5 minute here? 20, 30. I want to see 250K at least on the first minute on this one to feel like we have any sort of chance of going anywhere. Now let's flip to yesterday's top runners because Zero is one we have to talk about. It was insane yesterday. Low float, beautiful. Many halts yesterday. We played this in the Discord for $19.25 or $19.75 all the way up to 37. And we have this very, very strong hold right here. Okay. This is a halter. This is a high volatility stock. Super, super, super high risk. So as we can see, we have been holding this range pretty steadily at this 28.45. So I want to see us break these 2 wicks here. And I would say an entry over $30. With this stock, however, do not take your eyes off the chart. If you take that $30 entry, this is what we need to be aware of, guys. This stock halts up, halts down. It's got the bullish volume. It's holding up. It has not pulled back enough for me to say we're in the do not touch zone. What I mean by that is if we go all the way back and we pop this line on here, we're floating just below our 25% retracement here, guys. That means something. Let me fix this to 25. We love how Webull never saves our settings. So we're floating. We haven't lost it. We're dipping below it, but we keep pushing back over it. All right. Our 25% is 29.37 from our 36.90. Actually, I'm 10 cents off down to 6.80. I'm up 5 cents higher, which is fine. But we have to consider this. So we have not fallen into that do not touch no-no zone that I like to talk about. We know what our no-no zone is. It's below that 25% retracement, right about 30% retracement, right about here. We always give it room to breathe at 50. Our red zone. We know our red zone. We've talked about this red zone, guys. I think you guys could write a book because, day trading is rigid and it's hardcore and there's rules you stick to. And there's no negotiation of these rules. And one of my rules is that do not touch zone. Unless I see something telling me it looks great, it's ready to blast, let's fucking go. In that instance, it's a little different. Apologize for the swearing. I love day trading. I'm passionate, baby. So that's what we're watching here. So that break above $30, this is not a set it and forget it. This is not, you got to watch this one because those sell-off candles can be nasty. Yesterday, of course, we pushed right back up. But yesterday, after this halt, we were as high as $27 and went all the way down to 18. You take a $24 entry, you're shitting at that point because you're already down 20% on your trade. So you got to be really careful with that and play it smart. JMac finally, this was one yesterday that I had said I like above $11 and it hit 18 instantly. And the reason I even talked about this and we went with this one is we got a teeny tiny float on this one, 10 million, not tiny, no micro float, but small enough. So if we get a little volume in this bad boy, what do we say about low floats? I want anyone to tell me what's the biggest thing we care about when we're talking about low float stocks? Is it fibs? Is it moving averages? What is it? What do we want to see to feel like we're going to get? It's the single most important indicator by far and away. There's only one thing that matters with low floats. I don't even care what the chart tells me. I want to know what the volume is telling me. Look at this. We get volume. We pop from $10 to $18. Like that. Just like that. So we're watching this one because we know if we get that volume coming in, what was the volume? 219 on a 15-minute. That's teeny tiny volume, guys. Let's look at the 5-minute. All right. What's that first 5 minutes? That's how we're going to find out this one. All right. So our 835 volume is 15K. That's it. 15K. So if we get 10K volume, yes, Jared Daniel, you got it. That's it. The volume. 15K volume, 40% move on this bad boy from $11 to $18. Actually, that's like 70% move. Excuse me. Volume. Watch it. Watch this volume coming into market open. This is a long-term watch over the next few days. Top, I know you're listening to me. Might bank it, market. JMac is on the board, ready to go. Do not take your eyes off this one. Let's pack. All right, market's open. Let's check our stocks here. Zero first. Zero's the most exciting. There is another one. I think it is smaller float too. The way it was behaving, I'm assuming it did. Yes. We got baby float. What is our float? Free float, 5 mil. Yes, 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 yes. So we want to see with one like this, with that smaller float that had that epic run yesterday, we want to see it break out now. This is not a wait around type stock. And hell yeah, I love that hype mentality. Robert Melendez, market is open. LFG guys and gals, you know it. You know it. You know it. Let's like this video, guys. Give me some more likes. If I start getting some more likes and some really good viewership in here, I'm going to extend these streams out. Instead of a half hour, I'm going to stick around YouTube an hour. I'll do it 5 days a week instead of 3 days a week. Like, I love doing the trading. Don't get me wrong, especially when we move over to options. But I got to give you guys some equity setups as well. So that's what we're doing. We're sitting pretty stale on Zura. JMac has no volume. Let's pop back on our pre-markets and see what they're doing. All right, so this one, we know what we're looking for on this one. Let's wait and see it happen. What was our 1 minute volume? Million. Okay, so we broke our million on the first minute that we wanted to see. That's a good thing. The volume was there, but we already lost a third of that volume next candle immediately. So in my guess here, and we're pulling back a little deeper than I like. So now at this point, we kind of want to see it come back to this fibs and then bounce. All right, there we go. Box D hit its entry. All right, scenario 2. Look at that. Look at that. Listen to these levels, people. All right, because you take scenario 2. I gave our dotted lines on this 23 cents. We're already at 28 cents. That's 5 cents. You are already up over 20% just like that. Pick the chart that makes sense to you. Trade that chart. I give different setups for different tickers because no one trades alike. I do it for you guys. I give a shit. But I mean, like, you want to talk about being prepared for all situations and it working out perfectly. That's it right there. I mean, to the penny, we bounced off mid-zone line. That's what we want to see happen. And immediately 20% in 2 minutes. Beautiful. So now our 2/3 rule, we don't want to see this candle pull back more than 2/3. All right. So that's where we're at, right about there. We want to see that candle maintain the bottom of this. We could delete our lines here. We already know that scenario 2 played out beautifully. And we're going to wait and watch. We want to get that push back up over that 28 cents in the next couple minutes here to really feel like we get some continuation. We've got the flickering candle. Order book's flowing green right now, which is what we love to see. We don't want to see too much red sprinkled in there. Not too big of blocks anywhere either. We've got a 15K at 28 cents. 15K is nothing. There we go. 15K is really nothing as far as order block size on a 20-cent stock. It's only like 3K. I mean, so that's nothing. And there we go. Looks beautiful. We saw that green flowing in, and there we go. We're pushing 30 cents already from 23-cent entry. I mean, you do the math. Almost over about 30% right there in 3 minutes. That's what we want to see right there. Excuse me, guys. I'm taking a drink of water real quick. All right, we're still getting the flickering candle. We've still got a pretty nice order book that isn't stacked in a way that makes me nervous. All right, we are going to do our 2/3 of a candle here as well. We want to see us stay above these wicks pretty much. That's about what we're looking for. For me personally, I'm not a financial analyst, but I would tell you, for me personally, on my position, this is where I'm out of 75% of my shares right here. With that final 25% at my stop loss at entry. Let it breathe for a little bit. Already locked 30% up, That's what we want to see. That's what we want to do. We're holding that 2/3 line. We're holding these wick high. This is our level right here. That's the level we want to hold for our next leg up. Very, very nice volume. When you've got this volume here, so we can see exactly how volume plays the mark here. The second we had that volume flood in, it was delayed. But but then we get that 3 and 5 million volume candles, and it's flying. So now we've got candle half volume. What do we got? What's the timer at? 59 cents. Okay, so so less volume stayed green. So now if we sustain the volume about let's say about 1.5 million a minute, if we could keep that volume, we could have some continuation here. I think we need to keep that. We want to keep our volume about here. That's the level we need to kind of maintain, because we're going to get that volume spike early in the morning. So there's 31.5 cents from 23, 8.5 cents off 23 cents, about 35%. Very, very nice there. We've got our candle set up. We know what we're looking at. This one's selling off a little bit. All right, so now I would lower my entry to about $1.45 on SMX. Oop. Love me some Box D. We traded that this morning too. Really nice trade there. I know that Zach and Zach's Lizard is trading the crap out of this in the Discord and free too. So anyone who's not part of the free Discord, they're trading in there. They're talking about it in the chats. I saw him talking about it all day yesterday. I think he nailed that trade. A great job. Let's check the SPY. Oh, Zura's halted down. We never hit our entries. Now we're in the red zone, so we want it to come all the way down. We don't want to touch it now. All right, where's my SPY? There's my SPY. So we're close to our call entry. So when we push back over call entry, okay, we're back to normal. Our volatility, we're back to normal implied volatility. Yesterday, this was at 80%, guys. 80%. We're at 33, and these contracts were at about $4, $3 to $4 just in the money. So we've got the 120, or I'm sorry, the 396. It's at a 120 now. This is only if I take entry. And we're not taking entry until we break over our place to take entry. I'm popping this contract up just so you know it's not to take it. We are not in this trade. You guys know our levels. We're not going to cheat on our levels. And we've already established that our bounce point was this wick high. And you can see how when we broke that wick high again, we had that super strong impulsive candle. So now it's decision time. Are we going to maintain that push, that bullish push, and we're going to break into our green box and attempt to fill it out? Or are we going to get some rejection? So now, as far as our put entry, I'm liking puts right about here. So that's my put entry. And then obviously on puts, one out of the money, it would be the 395 on the put side. So we're watching. If we break that level, it should be an impulsive push. And one thing to consider, guys, don't forget, when you get nasty sell-off like we did yesterday, when it's a quick sell-off like this, the push back up is going to be it's going to be an accelerated speed, just like on the way down. So I do expect if we break that high, we should get a really nice impulsive candle coming out of that. So we'll see. We're still kind of trading sideways here. Let's check our box D, 30 cents. We're holding up. Look where we bounced. It's like a science. And I tell everybody in the chat, I tell this all the time in the premium Discord. I say, I don't want to hear, I think, or I feel like, because then you're going off a sentiment, math and statistics, probability and statistics. If you stick with probability and statistics and trading over think and I feel, you're cutting out half the bad moves right there. And there's our push. We're going to break back up over. If we break this 31, I think we do test 33 cents. If we could break it this candle, I think we test 33 in the next couple minutes. There we go. One more cent. Don't make a liar out of me. Come on, SPY. No, it's not the SPY. It's box D. Where's our 33? Come on. Give me that 2/10 of a penny. Come on. Or 2/100ths of a penny, actually. So there's Nice impulsive push there. I still do think we could get that 32 cents on this candle here. Let's go. Push, baby. Let's get it. Let's Ooh, we're almost there. We're almost there. There it is. There it is. 33 cents, baby. Let's go. Let's make some money today. So fun. And even if you're paper trading, even if you're learning, even if you're just listening, every time you make you do these type of things, and you pick that perfect bounce point and you call that perfect touch point, it's just going to reaffirm your trading next time. Building that arsenal of positive reinforcement behind your trades is going to help your impulsive, your strength in trading. Okay, so we're not at bearish entry. We're not at bullish entry. We're just kind of hanging out. And I'm going to pop box C up so we could just flip back and forth. Oop. There we go. All right. So we've got this little bit of a line here. We're not racing in. Coinbase with the 17% down right now. Should have held my puts yesterday. Whew. All right, we'll check out the other ones when we pop over to the discount. We're going to stick with the two we have right now until we pop on over there. Box D, 31 cents. We hit that 33. So we still got our support resistance line. A couple of final thoughts. We jump on over to Discord because we're going to do that while we're in between trades so we don't miss a trade. So a couple things really quick. These levels are good for the day on Zura. Okay, so Zura came down and starting to pop back up. I wish it would have came down a little bit more and we could have gotten to our load zone. It didn't. That's okay. This is our load zone right here. And then over at this point, we'll lower it down some. I'm going to say over, let's say $29 for entry. Box D looks great, like it wants to continue. SPY, well, there's our entry for the SPY. We have an impulsive candle. That's kind of exactly what we expected. I almost said I'm going to buy the calls when we break over this line here. Didn't do it. That's okay. That's okay. So let's measure our 3/4 of or 2/3 right here. We're going to measure. We don't want to see it pull back further than that to feel like we're golden for continuation. So we're watching that right here. Again, the 396 is the one I'm looking at. It's actually up about 20% right now. There's our continuation candle. I want if you haven't taken if you weren't watching the spine, you did not take your entry on the break of our entry point. Let's wait and see what this candle does, and I will tell you when I like it, if I like it. I actually do like the second chance entry. At 396, it's at $1.40 right now. If you didn't take the initial entry at $1.20, this 396 is at about $1.40 here. That's the contract. I will tell you when I like the entry for a second chance here. I want to watch this candle, see what it does. See if that support becomes pickup. And there it is. That's the entry I like right there. There's our entry right there. There's your second chance entry. Like just perfection, the way it pushes. And these are